Which is the way to Storyland, Storyland, Storyland? Which is the way to Storyland, where we'll dance by the light of the moon? Over the stile and into the woods, into the woods, into the woods. Over the stile and into the woods, we'll get there very soon. Here we are in Storyland, Storyland, Storyland. Here we are in Storyland, where we'll dance by the light of the moon. So, little Nomi Red Hat opened his door. He dropped his hat, fell. He opened his door, he stepped outside, and he closed his door, and he went to call on his friend, little Nomi Yellow Hat. Come on, little Nomi Yellow Hat, come out to play. Oh no, said little Nomi Yellow Hat, it's too hot. Come on, come outside. Okay, he said, and he opened his door, he stepped outside and closed his door. Let's go and visit little Nomi Green Hat in his garden. But it was quite a long way they had to go, up the hill and down the hill, and up the hill and down the hill, and up the hill and down the hill, until they got to little Nomi Green Hat's garden. And there they helped him to do some of the gardening. They had to dig the soil, and then they helped to pull some weeds. Then they raked the soil flat, and then they planted some seeds. They had to make a hole first, and then they took a seed and dropped the seed in the holes. After a while it was time to go back home, so they went up the hill and down the hill, and up the hill and down the hill, and up the hill and down the hill, till they got back home. Then little Nomi Red Hat opened his door, stepped inside and closed his door and said bye-bye. And little Nomi Yellow Hat opened his door, stepped inside and closed his door and said bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. So little Nomi Red Hat and little Nomi Yellow Hat went to visit their friend. Let's see if he's home. Can you remember what colour his hat was? Let's see if you're right. Hello? Anybody home? Oh, little Nomi Green Hat, come on out. So little Nomi Green Hat, we loved to hear all about your garden. So you really like to garden. Little Nomi Green Hat loves to garden. Little Nomi Green Hat wants me to tell you his favourite story all about the little seed. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a little girl and a little boy, and they had grandparents who had a beautiful garden and who loved to grow things. So when the children visited, they asked them if they could grow a flower in the garden. Oh, of course, said Grandfather. I've already prepared the soil, I've dug and pulled the roots out, all the weeds out, and it's ready to plant. And Grandma showed them how to make the hole, and then gave them a beautiful, shiny black and white stripy seed. And they popped it into the hole, and they covered it with soil and gave it some water. Now, said Grandma, it's up to Mother Nature to work her magic to make your seed grow. And they left the little seed. But the little seed wasn't alone for very long, because she had a visitor. Along came a fairy. It was the Root Fairy, and the Root Fairy started to sing to the little seedling. Wake up, oh wake up little seed, said the Root Fairy, and tickled the little seed till the seed giggled and laughed and woke up. And out of the little seed grew something very special. Because out of the seed grew a root. Down deep into the soil it went to help the seed to start to grow. Now the seed was visited by another visitor. This time by the rain fairy. And the rain fairy danced a watery dance and brought raindrops falling from the sky. And as that happened, a beautiful music was made. The sound of the raindrops and the music of the rain woke the little seed up even more. And she grew a little more. She reached up to the sky with a green shoot and 2 green leaves appeared upon her. And there she was, a little seedling. The children came to visit, and they saw that their seed had started to grow, and they were very excited and couldn't wait to see what she would look like when they visited next time. After the children had left, another fairy came and joined the little seedling. It was the Sun Fairy. And the Sun Fairy danced high in the sky. And the Sun Fairy brought light, and the Sun Fairy brought the warmth. And the Sun Fairy called down to the little seedling, "Grow tall, little seedling, come up high, join me in the sky, grow tall." And the little seedling listened, and the little seedling did. It started to stretch itself up into the sky and grow up taller and reach up, so that soon it was no longer a little seedling, but a tall plant with lots of leaves, reaching high into the sky. And when the children came to visit, they were so excited to see how tall the plant had grown. And after the children had left, the Sun Fairy and the Rain Fairy visited at the same time. And they danced and danced around the little plant. And when the Rain Fairy and the Sun Fairy visited at the same time, sometimes a very special fairy would join them. The Rainbow Fairy. The Rainbow Fairy with its beautiful colours arched across the sky, and the little plant looked up. "Oh, you're so beautiful. How I wish I had a bright colour just like you, a rainbow." "Oh," said the little Rainbow Fairy, "just you wait, little plant. It will happen to you." And away they flew. Then one morning the little plant woke up and stretched and yawned and opened up. A beautiful yellow flower, the colour of the sun. And when the children came to visit, they were amazed to see how the little seed that they planted in the ground had grown into a beautiful flower with the help of the magic of Mother Nature. Wow. Little Mummy Green Hat loves that story. and learning all about how the little seed turns into a beautiful flower with the help of the magic of nature. Would you like to go and play in the woods? He always likes to do that. I have got a song for you all about growing in the garden. And there's actions, so you might want to join in with the actions. And it goes like this. Please show me how to dig the soil, dig the soil, dig the soil. Please show me how to dig the soil that I may make a garden. And you need your spade and you need your digging action. This is the way to dig the soil, dig the soil, dig the soil. This is the way to dig the soil that I may make a garden. What else did those little gnomes do? They pulled the weeds. Please show me how to pull the weeds, pull the weeds, pull the weeds. Please show me how to pull the weeds that I may make a garden. This is how you do it. You grab your weeds and then you pull like this. This is the way to pull the weeds, pull the weeds, pull the weeds. This is the way to pull the weeds that we may make a garden. Now what did they do next? They made it flat with something called a rake, a long handle. Please show me how to rake the soil, rake the soil, rake the soil. Please show me how to rake the soil that I may make a garden. So you get your rake and this is the way to rake the soil, rake the soil, rake the soil. This is the way to rake the soil that I may make a garden. And then at the end they planted their seeds. Please show me how to plant the seeds, plant the seeds, plant the seeds. Please show me how to plant the seeds that I may make a garden. So you need your finger to make a little hole, and then you need to take your seed in your other and drop it in the hole. So, this is the way to plant the seeds, plant the seeds, plant the seeds. This is the way to plant the seeds. And you just cover them over. That we may make a garden. And then we wait. And we hope that the sun comes out, the sun fairy. And the rain fairy comes and brings the rain so that our little seeds will grow their roots down into the ground first. And then bring their shoots up into the sky and make some flowers and vegetables. It'll be fun to watch that happen. And if you wanted to do something at home, then you could always, if you could find some seeds, these are some sunflower seeds, which are lovely to grow. You just need a little pot with some soil or compost in, then you make a little hole and drop your seed in. Then it needs the sunshine and it needs the rain or water. And once it gets a little bit bigger, you need to put it in a big pot or in the garden. But if you don't have a garden or you don't have any sunflower seeds, what I like to do is, from the supermarket, you can buy these. This is dried peas, the kind of peas you make mushy peas from. That's what I buy. And if you could find a little bit of soil, you can see this. I've just used an old pot that you have raspberries or strawberries in. And I put the seeds in the bottom and covered them with soil. You can just about see the little green sprouts. These are called pea sprouts, pea sprouts. And then once they've grown tall, you can cut them off and you can eat them. And you can watch them growing, watch the shoots. And if you look underneath, you'll see the little roots coming through as well, which is a beautiful thing to do. Just have to put it on your windowsill, give it a little bit of water, wait a week or so, and you've grown your own pea shoots. Well, it's time for us to say goodbye now. So we can say goodbye to some of our friends. We can say goodbye to, let's say goodbye first to Little Nomi Green Hat. Thank you for sharing your wonderful garden with us and all the things you love to do. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. little Mummy Green Hat, bye-bye. We could say goodbye to some of our friends that we met. We can say goodbye to our fairy friends. Bye to the Root Fairy. Bye-bye, Root Fairy. Bye-bye. We can say goodbye to the Rain Fairy. Ooh, there she goes. There we go. There they go. Bye-bye, Water Fairy, Rain Fairy. We can say goodbye to the Sun Fairy. There they go. Bye-bye, Sun Fairy. Bye-bye to the Rainbow Fairy. Bye-bye, Rainbow Fairy. And bye-bye to our lovely flower. There we go. Bye-bye, lovely flower. Bye-bye. And bye-bye to me. And bye-bye to you. And I'll sing our song to say goodbye. Say goodbye to Storyland, Storyland, Storyland. Say goodbye to Storyland, where we dance by the light of the moon.